Now there ain't nothing to it. Go ahead and bring Goliath on. Ain't no giant, I ain't gon' fire on. Catch a fade, you, I'm wrong, I'm gone. Y'all can catch the wave that I am on. I am icon, y'all are wide wrong. Think that I'm a reconcile bonds. There ain't nothing to it though. This is on me, ain't got much to do with who you know. Keep it true.
Well, hello out there, great lands of lands. Welcome to the MCU's Bleeding Edge. We are live Wednesday night, July 3rd, to discuss the 5th episode of The Acolyte, which happens to be called Night. So for you out there that are not familiar with The Acolyte, it is the newest Disney Plus original series. If you have watched any of our shows previously, you know that this is just a wonderful series that we all have absolutely loved. Not. Right. Anyways, we have a great panel tonight, of course, with us. We have, of course, my loyal co-host and fellow contributor all the time, Mr. Jeff S. TrueKnowledge. How we doing, Jeff?
I've got 2 double fucking middle fingers for Leslie Asshole, whatever the fuck her name is, Headland or whatever, and Amanda fucking Stanberg, or whatever the fuck her name is. Right there. There you go, ladies. This is what I think of The Acolyte. The Occulty. I apologize.
There you go, folks. And, of course, we have tonight for a new person who goes by the name of Doug. He is from the Pop Culture Geek Network. Welcome, Doug. How we doing?
All right. How's everybody going? Everybody going? I am new to this. I have not done this type of group thing before. So.
Well, you gotta try the group thing. You gotta try the group thing, bro. The group
Excellent.
thing. You gotta do the group thing, Doug. It's good, bro.
So we have a super newbie. Excellent. Great. So yeah, Doug, it's pretty simple, pretty basic, sir. When I call your name and ask you a question, you answer. It's pretty that simple. Everyone else gets their turn as well, and we just go around like that. It's nothing really hard. It's just, you just gotta wait your turn, basically.
I'm allowed to talk whenever I want, though. I can just talk whenever.
We know, Jeff.
I have like a free pass from Cyber that he gave me a long time ago, that allows me to navigate sort of how like Andreas the Pop Culture Guy time travels. It allows me to navigate the space of the show and like drop in and come people off and shit before they get a chance to talk and all that, just so I can get my shit in there too. So
there you go, folks. And of course, we have returning a now frequent contributor, Mr. Jassm, the great one himself, the Wrath the Khan. How we doing, Wrath?
I'm feeling a lot better, man. How are you doing, Cyber?
Good. Glad to have you back. I hope you had a great trip.
Yeah, man. I enjoyed the Europort lifestyle. So coming back to America felt like winning the lottery ticket.
There you go, folks. First-hand experience. And then, of course, we have returning, another great guy to have on the panel that we, when we do have the chance for him to pop on, we love having him. And that, of course, is Mr. Jason Leech, Darth Leech, as he likes to go by now.
That was so sweet. I appreciate that, man. Hey, I'm kind of looking at myself on here, and I want to say it's Fifth Element. Why am I looking like Gary Oldman from the Fifth Element with my hair and the receding hairline going on here? Is anybody else feeling that, or just?
I don't know.
I do see that a little bit. Yes, I do see that a little bit.
Maybe you should actually get some gel and shit and like go with that. Go Fifth Element and shit. You know what I'm saying?
You got to give it some blue color. You
yeah.
You got to get that visor thing he wears.
Exactly.
Get some more tats.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is definitely the took a nap for 3 hours today hair. So
Leech, you should convince Raph he should get a tattoo, and he should become a real man and man up and get a tattoo.
You don't have any tats yet?
No, man. It's I'm not allowed to have tats.
You're not. Oh, gotcha.
Like I'm not allowed to have alcohol. Yeah.
I see.
So if you have to give me a tat, I have to be like asleep, and I don't even know about the plan.
Well, you could always get one hidden on your asshole.
No one Hell no. No, you could do that, not me.
Excellent. Great job, guys. And as always, we always have a latecomer coming into the show, so that it's always great to have those type of people. But just a shout out to when she gets here is Miss Blair. She will be joining us too as well on this. She is returning from the Pop Culture Green Room podcast. So just to let everyone know that when she pops up, so say a giant hello to her when she pops up. All right, guys. So we're here to talk about Night, the fifth episode of the Occulty, as Mr. Jeff likes to call it. Definitely, there's some definitely new names that could be given besides the Acolyte or Occulty. And as you all saw earlier in the chat, you all know my feelings on that. And basically, where we've gone with this wonderful, amazing show, as we all have come to love, is the fact that, each episode seems to get worse and worse. Or, as some have said recently, they thought that it got better and better, which I'm sorry, I just don't agree with. I definitely feel that the storyline has really gone full left turn, or as the movie from the early 2000s called Wrong Turn. I think that's what they did with this. So I don't know if they're going to find zombies eventually here, but we might. You never know where they're going with this. But yeah, definitely a wrong turn with the storytelling. But anyways, so if you're not familiar with this show too, it is basically a try at Star Wars, as I like to call it. Somebody decided, I want to take the Star Wars name and put it onto my shit, is basically what they did. So, if you're looking for actual Star Wars, this is not the show for you out there, folks. All right. So, getting into it. So basically, I feel that this episode is a giant filler episode. And, basically kind of gives you a little more information that you really don't need. But at the same time, you're kind of like, okay, thank you for telling me that, but I don't give a shit, is kind of my thought. So my first question for you guys on the panel is, basically, what did you think? Did you think this episode was a filler episode? Did you feel that it was a necessary episode? And just kind of leading into this fifth episode, do you think it added anything to the previous 4 episodes? I'm going to start with you, Doug.
Throw me to the deep end.
When did I ever get to start, Cyber? I want to start one question. Fucking, jeez, man.
You be a good boy, and I'll think about it.
It's been weeks since I've started a question.
Now the thing is, we're talking about Night, right? We're talking about the 5th episode, and we can spoiler. We can obviously we can talk about the episode, spoilerish. This is when everybody gets killed. Episode.
Correct.
I don't think that's necessarily a spoiler. This is literally just paring down the cast so we can focus more on May and Osha and the reveal of what Saul has coming. So, this is, to me, this is probably the most exciting of any of the episodes. But yeah, I don't know. This is it's a turning point to say that, look, this is not just about this is not about these specific Jedi, and I think it was meant also to be a shocker to go that, oh yeah, these people, anybody can be killed off, because we don't know them.
Okay, excellent. Jeff, same question, sir.
I didn't mean I wanted to go second. Jesus.
Well, you get to go second right now.
Fuck, man. First is not the same thing as second. Motherfucker. Hey, Blair. It's good to see you, hon.
Hey, good to see you too. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I wanted to invite you into the conversation because, like I was saying in the private chat, it really sucks to be the asshole that's like running late and like comes on the panel while everyone the show's already going on and all that. You feel all weird. You didn't get introduced like everybody else and all that. I just wanted to say hi to you and whatnot, everything. I'm sure Cyber's going to cycle over to you and explain to you what our question is again in a minute. But to answer your question, Cyber. How the fuck can a filler episode be the most action-packed episode of the series? How is that even possible? When has there ever been a filler episode in the history of TV series that I've ever reviewed on the Bleeding Edge where the most action-packed, like like episode out of the show or whatever at the point of the show that you're at, right? In a show like or a franchise where they rely on action, this is the most action-packed episode. You can't be a filler episode, right? Like it can't be. You can't have an episode like that be a setup episode or a filler episode. So no, this wasn't a filler episode. This was the new rock stars said something along the lines of the best Jedi fight choreography since like Revenge of the Sith or something like that or some shit. I don't know. Whatever. That's what they said. I don't agree with them. I think that they're just like sucking. I think they're sucking that Hollywood Disney dick. Personally, that's just my call. But
let's make sure that's trans dick. It's trans dick that they're talking about.
That's right. That's right. Lady dick. Let me make sure I'm clear about that. Force dick. Force penis. Because those are the only those are the only penises that exist in the Leslie Headland Star Wars universe. Anyways, so yes, that was not a filler episode. It was an attempt at like some kind of like this was supposed to be the episode that blew us away with all the suspense they were supposed to have built up in the series up until this point. We were supposed to be so like in suspense and like cliffhangered and shit by the whole fucking like May fucking OSHA bullshit, like all fucked up by it or whatever, the lesbian witches and shit and whatnot, and Yankee! That fucking crazy African fucking dance scene or whatever in episode 3 and shit, right? We're supposed to be so spellbound.
That was weird.
Yeah, the women were shaking and shit and whatnot, and like having these like orgasms and shit, breathing heavy and shit. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, bro. No, we were supposed to be so fucked up by that this was supposed to be like the shit that was supposed to knock our head off, right? Like, here you go, Cyber, fucking bam, pow, fucking Squid Game, Soul, fucking fighting dudes and shit, hand to hand, fisticuffs and shit, and fucking the Sith Lord dude, the Edgelord is fucking that queerbo dude that was hanging out with fucking May all episode. Or his buddy over there that I was wondering why he was eating the show last episode. Now he's the fucking Sith Lord. Fucking asshole. What a fucking joke.
Tell us how you really feel.
I mean, literally, this guy in the last episode, in my pictures where I was doing my moderating and I had like the writing shit written down on his name, I had written down, why is this guy even in the fucking show? Right? Now he's the fucking Sith Lord in the next episode. Right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And why is he all jacked up too? What did he like fucking do some P90X or some shit or whatever?
He's on that keto diet.
Before he did the scene or some shit, he was all jacked out and shit all of a sudden. And I was like, what the fuck, bro? Come on. Don't be playing like that. Try to kill Jorg or whatever the fuck his name is and shit. And Jackie and shit. That's all, Cyber. I've got lots to say, but I'll save it for later.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Good job. 1 million points for you right off the bat, sir. Great job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I thought I winning the Showgun Award tonight, sir.
Never. Anyways, on to Wrath of Khan. Same question, sir.
Oh.
Going up to this episode, do you feel this episode added to the previous 4 episodes? And what are your thoughts on the episode as either a filler or do you think it's something other type of episode?
Good luck following up after me too, kid.
Oh my God.
It's a lot of pressure.
I might be the Wrath of Khan, but I don't think I can I don't think I could be so wrathful to the show that it tops Jeff's commentary, but I'm gonna just go with it and say, wait, what was the first question, Cyber?
Change it up. Bring up the positive stuff that happened.
Shut up, Jeff. Shut up. Shut up. Let Wrath of Khan talk. All right. Khan, I said, leading up from the first 4 episodes, do you feel this episode added to those 4 episodes? And then overall, what are your thoughts on the episode, if it's a filler or if it's some other type of episode?
Okay, well, of course it added something, episode 4, it's like, you have the BDSM mascot just come in, be like, Osha, gone. Everyone else. And then it's like episode 5. It's like you have the continuation, the fighting. But I will say, it felt a lot like a filler episode. I think we could all agree with that. But I'm going to be contrarian minded and say this is actually a pivotal moment because it's actually creating a new plot in the whole series where, in the end, I'm just going to spoil it. May and Osha switch places, and I think
I thought you said me and Osha there for a minute. I thought you were going to say something.
That's what I thought too at first.
I thought you were crushing on Osha. I was going to be like, oh, shit.
No, Jeff.
It's okay, sir. Don't lie. Some of her pictures are pretty fine. The actress is pretty fine. She's pretty smoking.
This is the first time I've ever heard you say that, like, ever.
Have you not ever seen any of her pictures? She's a very attractive woman.
Body-wise, not mentally.
No, she's an asshole, but I'm just saying, have you seen her with that one dress where she has the titties all, like, held up and shit and whatnot? She was hot.
Okay, but anyways, I think that I like how this episode serves as like a pivot point. It's like the first couple episodes, she's like determined to kill all the Jedi. Now, after this episode where it's like you just have fighting, now it's like, okay, where does May's journey go next? What is her mission now that she has a change of heart? That is like something I'm very curious about, and I like that they did not dive deep into this in this episode. They just only focus on the fighting, which I'll just roast it throughout this whole show. And yeah, I will also say that historically, all Star Wars shows, episode 5 is usually when the action begins. Episode 5 is usually people's favorites, you know, whether it's in Ahsoka, Andor, so on. So just know that it's no surprise episode 5 would be a lot better than all these previous episodes. Did I answer all the questions, Cyber, or am I missing something?
You're good. You're good.
Cool. I'm all done.
All right. Thank you, sir. Blair, same question.
Hey.
Welcome to the show.
Thank y'all. Sorry I was a little late. My needy dog needed me before I came on. Anyway, as far as, I mean, I feel like it's one of those things where it's a little bit 50-50. I mean, part of it seemed like filler, but it seemed like it was kind of like sort of necessary filler. I was like okay with the combat scenes and actually liked them, and I feel like that they're really good. And I really liked whenever Jackie had 2 lightsabers, because that was actually kind of cool too. I mean, I didn't really like that. Kind of felt like I kind of felt like too many people were killed on this episode.
Black Panther 4. We need Black Panther 2.
Bro, what was that?
Sorry, Black Panther 2. My bad. I'm sorry about that.
You in some other parallel dimension, sir? Is there 2 other Black Panthers we didn't know about?
That's what happens when Andres is in here. Like, you know, I start to become fucked up. The time dimension fucks me up or whatever.
That is bleeding.
Dude, I dare you to take off your shirt right now on this live stream and be like, come at me with your Wakanda. Do it.
Fight,
take off your shirt, man. Be a man.
Fight me with all your strength. That's what
take off your shirt, man. Show it. Show your serious.
I'm not going to take off my shirt. Come on, bro. I'm too professional for all that.
Okay, let Blair get back to what he was saying.
Let's let the lady speak.
Yeah, let's let the lady speak.
Oh yeah, you're good. So I mean, I feel like that was like I kind of feel like it did tie some of the stuff together, but I mean, I didn't like that too. I guess from like a sentimental standpoint, which I mean, I didn't like that too. I feel like too many Jedi's died. Like one to me is too many, but because I mean, it's like we saw Jackie get killed, and that, you know, sold it and takes that too kindly at all. But then one of my celebrity crushes, Manny Jacinto, who plays as Kamir, ended up being a bad guy, ended up being a Sith. And so like, and that but it was just, to me, it's just kind of crazy, like towards, but I mean, that they had a combat scenes, but I always felt like that, how like we see that change, like kind of like the Real Wrath of Khan brought up, is the fact that, you know, we're kind of seeing a storyline change from now. It's like May who's taken over, but people don't realize it's actually not Osha anymore because she killed her sister, or so we think. Because maybe on this part of me, it's kind of thinking wishful thinking that Osha's not really dead because she just kind of threw her down, but it didn't. I don't know. I keep thinking about that at the very end of it too much, and I think maybe I'm overthinking it, but I think it's gonna be interesting to see where things turn now that she's gonna be pretending to be her sister. But I feel like it was a good episode. I mean, I do understand where it seems like it could have been some filler too, but I actually enjoyed the combat scenes.
All right, excellent. All right, Mr. Darth Leech, same
Yes,
question
sir.
for you, sir.
Yeah, so I don't think it added anything to the previous episodes. I don't think anything is going to make those okay. But I do think it was the best episode of the season. I love the fact that they went so drastic and like basically murdered all the Jedi, except for one. And so when I saw that all going down, I'm like, wow, like I didn't expect them to go there. So I was kind of like in awe in that sense. But like I said, not enough to the rest.
Nope.
All right, thank you, sir.
He's
All right.
muted.
Leech, you're mute.
I think you're muted. You're muted.
I think he's still talking.
Oh, yep, you're muted, Darth.
Oh my god! I just went through the
You're muted.
rant, and you guys couldn't even hear me.
Right when you said I'm going to make this point or whatever, you just muted yourself.
Intelligent point, you can imagine.
No shit. That is so weird. I don't know. I don't even know how that happened. Maybe I tapped the
I
thing on
think
my laptop.
Sarah Headland and Amanda Stambler used their Jedi powers and muted you.
Yeah, they knew what I was going to say. So what I was saying was that this episode, being the best episode so far, did not make up for the 4 shitty episodes that we got previously. It did kind of draw me back in a little bit because now I want to see where this thing is going. Although so far it's been pretty obvious. But they kind of flipped the script and just really went all out by killing pretty much all the Jedi, all except for Saul and people who were not on that planet at the time. But yeah, so it gave me enough fuel to want to see where the rest of this is going, but not enough to make up for the bullshit that was previous.
Excellent. Thank you. Everyone gets 1,000,000 points, so everyone's tied right now. Great job,
All right.
guys. All great job.
It's a competition. I'm new to all this. I didn't realize we were fighting for points. Just like Gryffindor thing.
Yes and no. It's more of like I give points when I feel like it kind of deal.
Okay.
It's not an everything always thing that we do. For the most part, usually we decide all of a sudden we'll be like, oh yeah, you get this many points, you get this many points, and then we have the Shogun Award that happens eventually, which most people have won traditionally, and Jeff keeps pining for his, so we keep making sure he works towards it.
Gotcha.
It's tough to pick one sometimes because it's people are it's up close. It's hard to always to actually clear cut find somebody that deserves it.
Well, and now I get the temperature of the room, so I fully understand where everybody's coming from. So I haven't, and how hard they go, like Jeff. So
Blair, doesn't it feel good to be a experienced veteran of the bleeding edge?
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. It's like, I mean, and the thing that's exciting too for me is that I've kind of started really getting like into this whole Star Wars universe within the past like 2 or 3 years, and so I've been pretty invested, and I got pretty invested in this show too. I mean,
I thought you were going to say you were starting off with the Occulty. It was like if you're new, like you get into Star Wars through the Acolyte.
Oh yeah, because I started watching. Well, I started with the Mandalorian. Because my little visitor, who came to pop in and say hi real quick. I'll start with his little cuteness. Say hi, Grogu. Everybody still say hi.
Man, I would choke that down.
Grogu.
But I'll start with that, a little bit of that. But I was like, let me just start series stuff. Grogu said,
Oh shucks.
hey,
Mine's in a whole other
Yeah, he's sleeping right now. But
I would so glue like a fat blunt to the front of Grogu.
Hell yeah.
funny.
Jeff would too.
And, so I got into that and I started watching all the Star Wars movies, and I watched almost all of them, but I didn't see the last two newest ones. I haven't seen those yet. So I kind of start from that, and yeah, that's a general consensus I got too.
Cyber, those dials actually are multiple use. You can use them as sex toys too. The dials.
I'm not shocked you would know that, sir. Because you probably have one that you use, don't you?
No, they don't have the male version yet.
Oh.
Don't
have the male version. Jesus Christ. Anyways, yeah, for his Wakanda mistake, he loses 500,000 points for saying Wakanda 4, which I have no idea where he came up with 4 when there's only been 2. But anyways,
sir, I'm a diehard Star Wars fan. I jerk off to a poster of Princess Leia from her outfit with where she was all savaged out and shit and whatnot, with the chains on and shit and all that.
Leia,
you know what I'm saying?
Slave
to
Leia
go, yeah, because I'm old school like that.
Okay, good to know. Anyways, all right. So this episode really is pretty basic. It starts right off the get-go. Lots of lightsaber battle. The Stranger is battling a couple of the Jedis. We see them fighting, and basic kind of Soul disappears for a few minutes. We see Osha. She's like all hectic and like, I don't know what to do. And basically, we see them fighting the Stranger, and he kicks all their asses like he's like the greatest freaking Sith ever. And so we get a whole bunch of lightsaber action. We go back and forth, like literally back and forth between like kind of 3 subgroups. And between May, between Osha, and unfortunately I don't remember that guy's name. The pretty boy there. What his name is, I don't remember it.
Yord,
thank you.
Mr.
Yord.
My man, Yord, baby.
Mr. Yord. And it kind of almost sounds like Gord, doesn't it? Yord.
I always call him Nord.
Yeah, Nord, yeah.
I can call him Yard on accident.
We can call him Dead now.
For real.
Yep, that's pretty much, yep.
For real, let's enjoy like these moments of talking about him, folks.
And like I said, it keeps going back and forth between them. The Stranger is fighting all the different Jedis. We have Daphne Keen's character going after May, and they have a battle. And like I said, pretty much the first 20 minutes is back and forth between all of them. Basically up to the point where they really start to focus on the Stranger going after May, and basically going and fighting with Daphne Keen's character and Soul finally. So kind of going off of that, what was your guys' first thoughts on kind of that initial reaction to all of a sudden this episode being nothing but lightsaber battles? And also, what were you guys' thoughts on all of a sudden the lightsabers having a hard time turning on? Which to me, that was a dick joke. Totally a dick joke. They purposely did that as a dick joke for the episode because these lesbos. So anyways,
can I go first?
No, I promise Jeff he could go first this time.
Okay.
So Jeff,
I'll pass.
Your thoughts, sir?
I'll pass it to Jason Leech because he deserves to go first.
No. You yelled. You were crying that you didn't get to go first last time.
You know how much I love Jason Leech, sir. He's a really great guest on Star Wars. He deserves to get a chance to go first if he wants to go first. So I'll trade. I'll give it my spot.
Thank you. I'm sure the Wrath of Khan knows this already, but just to fill you in Legends,
I'm gonna bitch slap you.
There's a Sith technique that you can deactivate sabers of the good sabers. It's a little weird and confusing, and I guess I don't need to go too deep, but it is a Sith technique to protect themselves. They can shut off the enemy's lightsabers. So that's why, but since they didn't explain it so much, it just looks like, oh well, shit, my thing just failed. But yeah. But so that was cool to see that. But I do feel that there was too much jumping around that you couldn't follow who was where, and then just all of a sudden people are getting slaughtered and all this good stuff. But yeah, it was cool, but it was very sloppy at the same time.
Okay. Jeffrey?
What to what point are we stopping on this episode, on this question, sir?
When the stranger starts to go after Daphne Keene's character.
Okay. So what I don't understand is where did Soul go and Jecki at first? Like, they got force pushed with all those same Jedi, right? At the end of episode 4, they all were in mass and they all got force pushed in the same direction. So why did the episode start off right off the bat with the Sith Lord having to fight all these other Jedi? He kills them or whatever, right? But like, where is Soul and Jecki? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're obviously the best like lightsaber duelists they have, as the show like clearly proves throughout the episode, right? That Jecki and Soul are their best offensive force saber users. They are. That they have the most impact actually, over across the span of the episode. They have the most impact actually dueling with the Sith Lord compared to the other Jedis. They all get fucked up. Even, unfortunately, my boy fucking Yord gets fucked up, right? Multiple times. He's a little bitch, turns out. What a shot. Put your shirt on, Yord.
Right?
You piece of shit. The fuck? Goddamn male Jedi evil fuck. Anyways, so I was wondering where they were. Why weren't they weren't there? Because I figured Soul would be the first motherfucker out there, like saber out, ready to go, right? Like he's been chopping at the bit to like get after it the whole series. Now where's Soul at? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of threw me off. It was way too easy for I don't care if these Jedi were inexperienced with their sabers, like in actual dueling or whatever. Or whatever bullshit I've been hearing online. Who gives a shit? They're Jedi. They should know how to fucking use their lightsabers in battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how Jedi usually works with the Jedi. It doesn't matter if this is the High Republic or not. In saber battles, they know how to fight. Like, they're not pathetic. They're not like a joke when they fight against like Sith or whatever. It's not like some pussy shit. These motherfuckers all just get killed in mass from jump. So that shit was just a little bit ridiculous. Like, all of them dead. I'm like, geez, you got to be fucking kidding me. I think that's pretty much it from the opening. From that part right there, that's all I really had to say. Other than, I guess, let me just look at my outline. Why is it so fucking dark, this episode? The fuck, man? You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I agree.
For real, ridiculous. Dude. I mean, seriously. Well, how are you going to have this is probably going to be the most action and the most saber dueling we're going to get in the whole series, right? In this one episode, and they made it the darkest episode, like as far as how they shot it out of all of them. I really have not been very appreciative of the set design and the backgrounds that they've used in these episodes. I've not been impressed. I don't see where that money went. That 180 million, I don't see where it went.
Absolutely.
I don't get it. I just don't understand. It makes no sense to me. None of the backgrounds, like this planet they're on, Kofar or whatever, there's nothing interesting about it at all. It doesn't have that same mystique to it that usual Star Wars alien planets have, right? It's kind of boring. That's pretty much it for this round.
All right. Doug, same question, sir.
I can answer most of Jeff's questions. I'm going to be the most hated person on this panel, I think, because I'm somewhat of a from birth, well, since 1977, Star Wars apologist and lover. So it sounds dirty, but it's not. When it comes to the darkness and everything else, well, it was nighttime in a heavily wooded area and what else makes the lightsabers look better than darkness? So they stand out a little bit better. So when it comes to the battle, could you state the main question again?
So, what are your thoughts on that beginning sequence leading up to when the stranger eventually goes after May and Daphne Keen's character?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Have a good night, babes. I love you.
Yeah. I mean, I want to answer all Jeff's questions. But yeah, no, it comes down to just, I don't know. They're building up towards the final battles, even though you're going to put, a lot of the other people getting slaughtered from the start. That's the big shocker. They're always going to keep the final battles with Daphne Keen, with Saul, with everybody else toward the end. It's going to be structured that way. It's just the way the storytelling is going to go. So, yeah, you're gonna end up. You want the final battles to not be you don't want the big people that are important to the story to be battled first.
Well, I know that, sir, but my point was they were right there with all the other Jedi when they got force pushed in mass. They should have been right in the same spot.
Maybe
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe he got knocked out. I don't know. Everybody kept getting knocked out in this episode, if anything else. If they weren't stunned with the gun, they were knocked out, and Saul was just laying on the ground half the time. But then eventually, of course, it comes down to him having to fight the stranger because they have supposedly a very important connection, which hasn't been revealed yet and isn't clear even to Saul. So, yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Blair, same question. What did you think about kind of from the beginning leading up to when the stranger starts to go after May and Daphne Keen's character?
Okay, yes. Let me go look at my notes just to kind of refresh myself a little bit. So for the beginning, it's like, they picked up from where they left off from the previous episode when they're kind of starting to get a little bit into a scuffle in the woods, and now how Osha and Fedor and Yord were trying to escape, and then it's it kind of and it's sort of misses that. It's I noticed that Osha heard a voice. I don't know if it was maybe her subconscious, and it made it sound like it was louder than it was. So later, then she was kind of do we have to go back? So it's kind of I guess her psychic sense was telling her that, oh, well, something's up, we have to go back. And then when it's they did. But I definitely felt like there was a lot of action going into it, but I would not have guessed that Kamir was the one who was the Sith. But I feel like it kind of, at first I was kind of thinking along the lines of the fact that whenever it kind of stopped with a lot of fight scenes, that's when I was kind of thought that, okay, maybe there's a little bit of filler at that point that maybe might be but with the rest of the episode. But I feel like the rest of the episode delivered. But at the beginning, I liked it. I was happy, I was kind of seeing where it was going, but at the same time, I was kind of thinking, okay, I just don't want to be too much. The combat's cool. I like the scenes are really good, but I'm kind of I don't want to be too much combat because I kind of want to see where this is going a little bit. Because at the first half of from that beginning to the middle part of the episode, I was kind of thinking maybe it might be a little too much combat. But to me, I feel like it kind of evened out later on, I think. But then, y'all said too, it's I was surprised at how many Jedi was killed in episodes. So.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Wrath, your thoughts, sir?
So I was surprised. Everyone here did not talk about that Jedi fight scene in Revenge of the Sith, where all the Jedi Council members went to confront Palpatine, and all these OG Jedi just suddenly acted like as if they don't know how to fight like Jedi in that scene. It was only Mace Windu in that scene, I think, who like knew how to fight, at least put up a fight. And that's what we're seeing here with the BDSM mask guy and all these Jedi. I think the reason behind it is when you don't know that that person is a Sith Lord, you panic and you try to survive, but you end up performing so poorly, the Sith Lord ends up slaughtering you guys easily. I mean, that's like my only plausible explanation. Go ahead, Doug.
Nobody's ever fought a Sith before. They've been gone 1,000 years. They don't expect a Sith to be around. They've trained against other Jedi at best, but that's for fun and learning. And the most people are ever going to come up against are people with blasters who go pew pew, and they're just
like the Mandalorians.
And maybe somebody's going to have forceful in some way, but nobody's going to compare to their Jedi skills. This guy doesn't even have a discipline that they understand, so he's going to cut through them.
And they could have really sold his character too and whatnot, and they could really added some mystique to him with all that shit and whatnot, with the whole what are you shit, if not for the whole BDSM mask, dungeon master, fucking mask and shit and whatnot. He literally he's wearing a mask that looks like some shit I saw some dude wearing at the dungeon party. You know what I'm saying?
Party.
Smilo ran for a while because that line,
the
mask. Smilo Ren was his.
Like what did you leave fucking the orgy or whatever or some shit to go fucking do some saber dueling?
Jeff, I were you involved with the Acolyte production by chance? Because I think you had an influence with everything, man. I think you had influence.
If I had been involved, I would have already committed suicide, just like all the other actors that have committed suicide during the shoot. Like the one Jedi actor that killed himself, he really used that real suicide was real, right? The levitating one, because he felt so bad about being in the show. I would.
You would drink the poison too?
Yeah, he died. That guy died in real life. That actor.
No, dude, stop lying, man.
He put real poison in that shit and whatnot. Like, you know what I'm saying? After he saw the first episode of The Acolyte, like in the scene, he actually killed himself and committed suicide at like protest.
Oh, bro, I think you're the one who inspired the BDSM mask. Like, I cannot think of anyone else who would actually make the Sith Lord mask look like that, except for someone like you, Jeff.
Can you imagine the mask came off and it was basil?
No. Dude.
Sorry, Cyber.
Dude,
let's get back on track.
Yeah, okay, stop fucking with Jassm, please.
Okay, so Doug, you were saying something until Jeff started talking about Dungeons and Dragons and stuff.
No, I was just saying.
You had a great point about the Sith fighting.
Just the fact that these guys have no idea what this guy is. The idea of Sith doesn't even come into their heads when they see a guy with a red lightsaber. Like, oh, I heard of that. That's a thing in mythology for all they care. I mean, people, if you think about how the modern era Jedi, after they wiped out all the Jedi, it was barely 30 years, and people are like, oh yeah, I heard of Jedi once. That was a thing. The Sith had been gone for 1,000 years, so the people in the High Republic are just like, yeah, Sith isn't around anymore. We don't even think that's an actual thing. But maybe this guy's cosplaying as a Sith, and oh shit, he has powers.
I know. And the way how they acted, it's like I would assume they were all panicking, but it's like you see them, they act all calm. There's lack of emotion. Like you're just watching this whole thing, and you're like, okay, what the hell's going on? Everyone's just like willing to like let themselves get cut into the lightsaber. Okay, if you replace all those actors and put like F1 racers like Lewis Hamilton and stuff, you add in the professional tennis players, you add in even the professional football players. All these professional athletes carry way more emotion. They don't even have any acting skills, but they could do a far better job at this scene than these current people.
You already used that joke on the chat, man.
Who are you talking about? Me?
Yeah.
Wait, what's going on? I don't understand the context.
That's old material. You already said that earlier in the chat.
Wait, what chat? What chat, guys?
The show chat, man. You already said the same similar shit.
I don't know what you're talking
That's
about.
okay. Using the same
Okay,
old
but
shit.
that is a point I discussed with Cyber in private, and we both agreed on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I'm curious to hear Andreas's thoughts. Sorry about that, Cyber.
All right. So welcome, Andreas, time cop, time lord, time bandit, time bastard, whatever you want to be called. Welcome to the shit show Acolyte episode 5 night. So we are talking about the beginning portion of the episode, sir, leading up to when the stranger, who I'm calling the Sith guy, goes after Daphne Keen's character and May when they're fighting. That's pretty much that whole little section there, beginning of the episode. That's what we're talking about here. And we're just going around getting people's thoughts on that. Yes, I did. I did call him Time Bastard Con. So we would like your thoughts on that, sir. And welcome.
Thank you. Nice to see you, folks. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The shit show that is Acolyte. I gotta say, the beginning wasn't that bad. It gave us what we wanted, action. Because, like, the last 4 episodes, they lack some Star Wars action. So I was very happy that we got some, which is cool. Like, we got lightsaber fights, which was great. Yeah, so that was really it. I'm just waiting for the conversation about the reveal because it was so obvious. But anyway, that's all my thoughts in the beginning. I thought it was really, like, at least eventful. It wasn't boring like some of the episodes we had previously. So yeah, very excited to hear you guys appearance on the later episode.
Maybe cheeseburgers. Okay, thank you for that, Jeff. All right. Anyways, excellent job, Andres. Good start, sir. You get 1,000,000 points, sir. Especially for your late intro. Great job. Anyways, so great job, guys, all around. I can see Mr. Doug here is going to be our Star Wars aficionado, as I like to call him, with his back lore, especially about the Republic era, which is when this is supposed to be taking place. And,
and I even know very little compared to most. So,
well, you know more than a majority of us, so. That's more than us, so that means you're the top-notch guy. Anyways, to kind of go around, just to kind of give my thoughts a little bit here, with what everyone has mentioned and stuff about kind of this beginning part, Mr. Jeff kind of is brought out, the kind of the stupidness of some of the things. I agree with him on, like, the fact that when he the stranger force pushes all of them, why did he go out there? I get where Doug is coming from, but at the same time, to keep it in good context, they should have kept them all in the same area and had them going after him. I think that would have been better writing, better fight sequence, better viewing for the viewer's pleasure. Because if you ever watch any of the other Star Wars films, usually in the fight sequences, we have a very strategic plan planned out. And this right here, I feel these fight sequences at the beginning of the episode here, even though this is the most action-packed of the series so far, there's still the fight choreography was nowhere up to par with what I've seen in previous films. Even in, like, the older films where the fight sequences were extremely long, but with the digital effects at the time, they really couldn't do as much as they could in the prequels and in the sequels. And, so even in, like Empire Strikes Back, the fight sequence with Darth and Luke, that sequence is more powerful, I thought, than what goes on in this episode. And even with the technology in 1980, the technology then was really decent for 1980. And I thought that it still was a better choreographed type of thing. And going back once again to just, saying that these people that tried to make this show that have no Star Wars knowledge tried to do something with something that's really well established, to me just seems like it was a kick in the ass into all the Star Wars fans. So this episode might have had some action finally in it, and it could be considered the best episode of the series so far. I definitely could see why that is possible. But at the same time, I still think that, just like Jason said, Mr. Leech, Mr. Doth Leech, it still can't redeem what we've gotten in the previous 4 episodes. And I think that there's a lot of things in it that could have been strategically way better placed, way better played out, and just could have been a little more smooth going on throughout this fight sequences, where, just like everyone's kind of mentioned, it goes back and forth way too much, and it kind of becomes a little, hard to follow what's going on. And, when you do that too much, it kind of confuses the viewer, I feel, whereas it just doesn't seem like a cohesive story. And this beginning portion where it keeps going back and forth so much, you kind of lose track of who was fighting who, this and that, stuff like that. Right. And, it just it's not very cohesive. And I think cohesiveness is really one of the greatest portions of what makes a movie entertaining and wonderful. And especially in something that's so deep like the Star Wars mythology. Especially with something that we really haven't seen in live action form, especially of the High Republic era. This is something that you really want to focus on and really keen into, because we've seen all the Anakin Skywalker timeline. We've seen all that from his beginning through, his demise and stuff like that, and that kind of era of Star Wars. And so this is an era of Star Wars we really haven't seen much, except for like in the video games and some of the animated series. So this is something that you really want to focus hard on and try to get and help people understand. Maybe if you're familiar with the books, I can understand maybe you'll know a little more and might understand a little better. But at the same time, for those that are new coming into it, to have a solid groundbreaking start to something that you haven't seen much of, it makes it so much more entertaining and better for anybody watching it. So that was kind of my thoughts on kind of that beginning part there. All right. So moving on. So at this point, too, in the episode is when Yord and Osha start trying to make their way back to the ship, because Soul pops up finally. Because like everyone said, where did Soul go? And after, they're fighting and stuff like that, and the stranger, unfortunately kills, Daphne Keen's character. They're trying to make their way while they're battling it out, and it goes back and forth between those two. And, we get some okay fighting. I mean, I thought Daphne Keen definitely was the better fighter of the two actresses there in that sequence. I thought she had a little more presence for how she was working with the lightsaber and everything like that. Definitely some interesting moments there. And as they're battling it out, the stranger pops up and stuff like that, and Soul pops up, and they all are battling it out while, like I said, the other two are trying to get away. Of course, we come to that scene where they get to the forest area where they come across the, what do they call them? Moth Ubers or something like that? Moth Rubbas? Whatever the hell they called them. Basically, they're like... Yes, thank you. To me, they looked like a giant earwig. That's what they looked like to me. And he's like, turn off. She's like, Osha's like, turn off your lightsaber. And it's like, but I got to keep it on. And he's like, but it tracks them. And so we kind of saw them earlier in an episode previous. And so it was kind of interesting that they decided to come back to those creatures, and they end up playing a role a bit further on. And, I think that, Osha, keep going, we got to go back. We got to save them, or he's going to kill them all. And kind of how, May is kind of like acting during this whole time. You're kind of like wondering, is she playing them? Is she really thinking this, or what? What's going on with her? She seems to be back and forth quite a bit here. And so you're not too sure where she's going with that. And once again, going back to how bad of an actress Amanda Staubler is, it did not translate very well with her back and forth, I feel. And And so, basically, they end up making their way back as they're all fighting over there. And like I said, Daphne King gets killed, and Soul's getting madder and trying to get more aggressive and all this kind of stuff. And basically Jordan and Osha pop up eventually as they're all fighting, and that's kind of when this is where the reveal happens, and the gentleman reveals his head, takes off his mask, or as everyone's called, the BDMS mask. And we find out that it's the guy that we saw previously, who Jeff says, who in his notes, why the fuck is he in this? And what's his importance? And so now that we see that this is kind of what his importance is, that he was that guy the whole time, and he's the one kind of leading. As you look back to the other episodes, him kind of being there and like telling Osha or May kind of like what's going on and stuff, you're kind of like, there's more to this guy than meets the eye, I feel. Like, that's what I kept thinking. I'm like, this guy's going to have some sort of reveal or something. And of course, he ends up being the Sith Lord that's teaching her. And, basically, he's like, why were you hiding under a mask and all this kind of stupid talk and stuff like that. And, him being all pumped out and bumped out, like Jeff was saying, it was kind of interesting how before he looked like he was this measly guy, but now he's like all jacked out. And all of a sudden it's like he's like the most super badass Sith guy ever compared to any other Sith we've seen in previous films. Because at least with any of the other films, I felt, the Siths are, a little more powerful because they feed on the dark side. I get that. But at the same time, it's like, at least most of the time when they were fighting others, they were pretty even keeled when they're fighting, And as Doug mentioned, this is, it had been 10,000 years since the last time a Sith was seen. So they're going to come out of nowhere and be super powerful. I guess that's kind of, my thought process of what, all of a sudden there's none. And then there's now some returning that they would be so powerful again. And I think that was kind of what their thinking was there. Do I agree with it? No, but it is what it is. And, their action sequence, I thought was basic as well, not very par either. And, him and Soul kind of going at it there after he had, taken out Daphne Keen's character. And, basically they have like kind of like subdued May. And you're kind of like thinking, what's gonna happen here? Soul gonna be victorious? Is he gonna get killed or whatever? And then when Yord and Osha pop up, and Yord goes after him and gets killed, you're kind of like, wow, that guy's job was pointless too as well. Like, why even have him in the episode, or why even have him in the series if you're just gonna kill him off so quickly? That's how I kind of felt about Daphne Keen's character. Like, we had those few moments throughout the first 4 episodes, very brief, not very long, and all of a sudden just killing her off after having her have this ultimate battle sequence with lightsabering. And as someone mentioned in the chat, I felt they said to kind of break down the core cast so that there's too many people to focus on, so they could focus more on. Yeah, I get that a little bit. But anyways, so basically the battle out after he reveals himself. As they make their way, Osha decides to use the light to bring the Mogwabas, whatever you want to call them, Umberboss, to basically take out the stranger, and they end up coming down and taking him up and taking him away. And then that's when May comes back to reality after being stunned, and stuns Soul. And then her and Osha have a talk. And basically, Osha's saying, Jedi are great, Jedi are good, you're the evil one, you lied to me, this kind of thing. And May, of course, is like, no, just like the same May we saw in that backstory episode.
Cyber, you totally could have broke it up into 2 questions, baby.
Well, I decided not to, sir. Hence why I'm moderating. Not your turn, sir.
Tell him.
And and so basically we get kind of the conclusion of the episode, where basically May takes over Osha's appearance, and goes back to Seoul, and they travel off. So that's basically the whole episode in a nutshell. So I have constructed a few questions from that portion of the episode. So starting off, let's talk a little bit about the conclusion of the episode here. I think at first, May cutting her hair with a lightsaber, and kind of your overall thoughts kind of on that latter half of the episode, the fighting, what Soul did, Soul's background, all that kind of stuff. Just your overall thoughts kind of on that section of the episode. And what do you think or feel is your thought process on how they have it where May takes over for Osha, like takes her place? Do you think that's a good thing? Do you think that's a bad thing? What are your thoughts on that as well? Starting with you, Jeff.
Oh man, you had to go to me first. Can you repeat the question, please?
I'm
writing something in the private chat. Just give me the clip notes version.
Blah 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 blah. Thoughts on the conclusion of the episode. Thoughts on that latter half.
Okay.
Thoughts on May and Osha's demise. Type of they're switching of places.
Okay. Well, I mean, what can I say? I'm not happy that that they killed off NordVPN, my boy. You know what I'm saying? And and fucking Jackie. Like, I mean, I get what Doug was saying about the structure of the episode and why they had to fight when they did and die when they did. That's all obviously commonsensical. I get all that. But what I'm saying is just that, Jackie was a character that I actually started to like a little bit. And I've liked, NordVPN from jump, even though everybody shits on him and all that shit and whatnot. Put your shirt on, Yor, and all that shit. I still thought he was cool. So, and then he had to get his ass, at least Jackie got killed solid, like a good kill, right? She got sabered up and shit. Yor just gets his fucking neck janked and shit and whatnot. They had to save the most violent shit ever for Yor, right? The fuck is that, man? Try to do Yor like that. For real.
Didn't you hate Yor earlier?
That should have been Osha.
I did.
He should have broke Osha's neck. You know what I'm saying? Using her hair, right? In some way, that would have been cool. But no. So honestly, only in the Acolyte does it make sense for them to cut away from scenes with Soul fighting the Sith Lord one-on-one, right? Saber fighting him and shit and whatnot. Getting right to suspenseful moments of it, and then cutting over to Basil running through the forest, right? Seriously, Basil, and then you got Yorg, and fucking and Osha are just running around in circles. They don't know what they're doing. They're just running, right, through the forest and shit and whatnot. All of a sudden, she knows more about the forest and shit and whatnot, and the species of the shit on the planet and whatnot, because she's so special. She's the MVP. So, I wasn't fond of that. I would have liked to have seen those characters remain in the series. The whole thing with Soul getting knocked out by stupid ass May is fucking a joke. Soul has been holding down the series by himself for episodes, right? Holding down the show, giving it its only grain of credibility. Now all of a sudden he gets knocked out at the end of this shit by friggin' dumbass May, right? Who went from being such a badass that she's going up to all these Master Jedi and being fight me with all your force and all that, whatever this other bullshit, till all of a sudden men just wanted to give up to Kanaka. That's it. I'm done. I'm giving up to Kanaka. I'm gonna give up, go to the Jedi. Now she's fighting again. or whatever. Now she hates the Jedi again. The Jedi are saving her life.
Right.
They saved her life during those scenes. She would have been killed. The Sith Lord was trying to kill her, right? So they didn't do Soul. I didn't think they did Soul a solid in this episode at all at the end there. And literally, like they could have just left out that scene with stupid May and Osha and the saber haircut. Come on now, bro. Come on, bro. Seriously, for $180 million, it's the best you could do. Is this chick scissoring her fucking hair off with a lightsaber, right? Now she's all of a sudden she can saber or whatever. Good
yeah,
idea.
but she's got a fucking tattoo on her head that makes her look different from her sister.
I know she's
makes
not.
no fucking sense.
Oh, that's
I know,
right. Yeah, I've heard about that.
I know with her attitude problems, she already was hard to fuck. Now she's unfuckable. With that face tattoo totally revealed. Nobody's want to hit that now.
She's the Post Malone of Jedi.
Them face tattoos are not a big turn on. They're not a big turn on, bro. I'm telling you. At least not for me. But you know what? It doesn't matter what I think. Because it works for May, baby. So the Force haircut was definitely very typical of the Acolyte. And I just think it was the best episode so far. It definitely spurred me wanting to talk about it a lot. But unfortunately it's about a lot of things that I think weren't very well done. And how the fuck could Soul, a Master Jedi, not know that was not Osha? When he had this, they've established this connection with him and Osha throughout the series, that he has this special connection with her, and he can force sense her and all this shit and whatnot, right? Come on, he was going to reveal all the secrets and shit and whatnot, which would have finally built some suspense and shit for us and whatnot, and given us even a better episode. And then they had to fucking have him get knocked out right before he was about to do it. I wonder if what he was going to tell, what really happened, he was going to tell Osha about how he was jacking off behind that tree, in episode 3, when he was looking at the little kids and shit and whatnot.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Wait,
what jerking off?
What episode did you watch?
Osha, I was peering. I was leering at you and your sister behind the tree.
Dude, what the fuck, dude? Dude, Jeff, I don't know. Your mind's so dirty, man. It's like you can see a normal scene, and then you make it the most dirty thing ever, bro. Right.
That's the magic of Jeff. I mean, come on.
Magic of Jeff.
Everyone has, my grandpa said everyone's got that one special talent, baby. Well, mine is fucking knocking down Wakandan fucking queens when I got to, you know what I'm saying? And I'll leave it at that.
I thought you wanted to fight them, bro. Not
except for Amanda, because I'm too Caucasian for her ass. She wouldn't be feeling me.
Hey, no, but funny. I was just talking about that in the chat with Khan. Is that me and my friends were just talking about how Amanda Listenberg for years she's been typecast as the go-to half black girl to go to be a love interest of a cute white boy in all these movies she's been in. And we're kind of so our friends kind of funny because they're
honestly, I'm telling you right now, Blair, if I busted her open, if I honestly busted her open, she could stop becoming an asshole and actually possibly be a good actress.
So you're like a witch, like those people.
Yeah, you've got that much power in your penis to make that happen.
I mean, she's a non-binary lesbian. Maybe she really just needs some good D. She's so D deprived.
You never know.
That's why she's such an asshole.
She needs vitamin D.
Vitamin D. Yeah. she needs vitamin D supplement.
Blair, do you have something funny to counter Jeff, man?
What's that?
Do you have something funny to counter Jeff?
No. Blair doesn't. I don't want to. Let's not include Blair in this. That's all I have. Cyber. Okay, USA. Okay, Star Wars, and may the Force be with you every day of your life, sir. Oh, and belated happy birthday.
Okay. All right. Good job, sir.
Give me my 1,000,000 points.
You get 5 points. For your great jokes there at the end. All right. So we will send the trailer off here to give everyone a little break here before we move on with that question. And if anybody needs to get up and use the bathroom or something or get a drink or whatever. So, yeah, sir, if you have that trailer ready, let's view it, sir.
I do, sir. And hey, Jacob, in the comment section. Sorry, I was busy, sir. But I will get to you. Oh, before I play the trailer, actually, I've got to ask Blair because Blair hasn't been on. Blair, did you hear about this new Olympic event that they have going on this year? They're at the Olympics.
Wait, what in the world? Oh my goodness.
That's a new Olympic event.
That second dude, man, he just nutted in like 30 seconds flat.
What do you think about that? They're at the Olympics this year.
My commentary is that Missy Elliott's song. Was it called? Break me up. Show me what you got. But I don't want no 1 minute.
I think those are real. Nice. I think those are real women. I thought they were models or like dolls at first, but those are real.
Jeff,
women.
I was just playing with you. Okay, they are real.
They're real women, dude. Holy shit! Can you imagine Can you imagine being one of those chicks that applied for those jobs?
Man.
And if those guys are running, how do they have boners and ready to go like right away?
Dude, you need a dirty mind to have a boner while running.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That was 2 pushes, man. I think he faked that orgasm to win.
Maybe he was just like literally like like one of them guys that nuts in like 5 seconds. Like he was just a perfect addition. Like that when you're that kind of guy,
dude. 2 pumps.
Yeah. That's it.
Hey, listen. All that matters is who wins the race, baby.
Right? And
last night, a Jedi was murdered.
The Jedi justify their galactic dominance in the name of peace. But that peace is a lie.
Jedi are being hunted.
She was my student. I trained her. Let me be the one to bring her in.
I sense this is only a small part of a larger plan. Some sort of shift to tip the scales. It's time to face the past. Destiny is not decided for you by an anonymous force. If you want to pull the thread and change everything, then pull it.
What are you? Close your eyes. Your eyes can deceive you. We must not trust them. Tell me what comes into your mind.
Life. Balance. I see fire.
Someone is killing Jedi. It doesn't make sense.
What happened?
I sensed darkness.
This isn't about good or bad. This is about power and who is allowed to use it.
What is that?
Well, there you go, folks. Little trailer action for you guys on the Acolyte. To give you an idea of what we're talking about there. Little lightsaber duel in there. All right. Thank you, Jeff, for that great comment, sir. Your 5 points have been made into 5 million points.
Thank you, sir.
Because I just felt like giving you 5 million points. All right. So moving on to Blair. Same question. What are your thoughts on the second half of the episode? And kind of your overall thoughts on the whole May OSHA conversation. What did you think about the fight sequence between Soul and the Stranger? What do you think about the Mathas creatures that take away the Stranger? And just kind of your overall thoughts on that section of the episode.
So that was really interesting because, well, I mean, I just kind of knew there was, I was waiting for some kind of twist because, I mean, we saw the Stranger ended up being Kadir, who was like the thief or whatever, or the smuggler from early on, and who was kind of, I guess, like trying to pose as, I guess, like a better guy, but that, I guess for some reason I didn't expect for that to be him when he took that mask off, and also I didn't expect that many Jedi to be killed, and which was kind of disappointing because I really liked what was her name? Jackie. I really liked her, and she was killed off. And so, and also like Yord. They were they were both killed off. But then I liked how I knew that Osha knew better than to trust May. Because May is the one that killed the rest of the family and everybody else with that fire. You know,
oh yeah,
to become a Jedi. So it's like that happened, and so then she better not to trust her, but it looks like she took her out anyway. But I'm just hoping and kind of waiting for a twist, maybe that, because I really don't want Osha to be dead. I really don't, and I don't like that she probably is. So, but the thing that maybe I'm super curious about now is how Kamir and Soul were talking about how Soul was like, because how Kamir was like, I'm like, I wanted freedom, and he kind of wants to do whatever he wanted. That's to join, the dark side, become a Sith. But what ends up happening is that he also mentions about Soul, how apparently it sounds like Soul was once a bad guy, I think, and I'm curious to see more about that in the future.
All right. What did you think about the Umathas, the creatures that take away the Stranger? What did you think about that?
Oh, I didn't know their names. Some of there's little like wing things that came down to get them.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I like that. How they came and grabbed them and stuff. I wasn't expecting that, so that was pretty cool. I like that a lot.
All right. Anything else you'd like to add?
I'm definitely excited to watch episode 6. I mean, I enjoyed how action-packed this episode was, and I was kind of afraid that a lot of that combat would have been more filler. But I'm curious to see what's gonna. I'm really curious just to finish the series, honestly, because just to see what happens. Because I'm just like, well, I mean, a lot of it's that it's like I don't want Osha to be dead. I mean, and I feel like it'll be kind of weird to kill her off completely because it's like she's like one of the main characters, but then besides Soul, you don't really have anybody left. Who's a good guy almost, it seems. So, but I'm curious to see what happens, and just kind of. I haven't watched episode 6 yet. So I want to wait to do the panel first because I want to because with my luck, I didn't probably accidentally mention a spoiler or something. So I don't want to do that.
Did you not see the complete end of the episode? Because it does show Osha and she's alive.
Really? I must. So was this like after the credits or something, or what?
No, she ends up with the Sith Lord.
Yeah, he ends up.
How did I miss that?
She's in different clothing than because May took her clothing to make her look like herself.
In the next episode, he's going to teach her the P90X diet, the P90X training.
No, because the last part I saw, maybe I turned my head and was doing something because I remember seeing Kamir like next to her May whenever he thought was May, and he like which I thought was Osha May's clothing, and he was like putting a cloth over her and stuff.
Yeah,
so I'm
that's Osha.
I missed something.
Osha lives.
Within a blink of an eye, I'll totally miss that part. So I'm glad to know that now.
Don't worry,
I'll go back and watch that.
There was no rope to slip or anything like that, Blair, for Osha to slip out or anything. So,
all right. Excellent. Thank you. 5 million points for you too. Great job. Andreas, the pop culture guy, the time cop. Your thoughts, sir?
Oh, my thoughts. All right. Oh my god, I really wish the show be over now. The whole May and Osha thing is so stupid. Like, I mean, I totally forgot that May has the tattoo in the forehead, and then the sister doesn't have one. So like, what the hell is Soul doesn't recognize that? That's is May, and plus, it's just I just don't understand the show. It's just they're making so many stupid, convenient choices for the characters not to realize that, and that frustrates me as a viewer. And the reveal of the stranger was so not surprising. Like,
right.
it was like you had to be like a person like an idiot under the rock to know that was May's friend pretending to be was the Sith stranger. And I was like, oh, okay. But I gotta say, I actually really like the actor playing the stranger. Like, let's be honest, playing a villain is so much easier than playing a hero. And I thought what he did, like, in those few minutes as the stranger, like, being revealed, like, he actually did a really good job. And that was like the most compelling thing about this episode for me, was just him being the villain, and like finally we got the reveal. Like, that for me was adorable. Just the way he handled like the heroes was like was cool. And like I when he like tried to stop May and like tried to get her back and like choke her, like using the force, was really impressive, and I thought that was really great. But at the same time, when he killed Jackie and what was the other fella's name? I forgot.
It's Jackie, sir, not Jackie. This is not Jackie Onassis over here.
Whatever. These alien names are difficult to say, so I'm going to say Jackie. No offense.
Jackie Onassis.
Where did Jeff get this from? Anyway, Jeff, shut up. Shut the hell up. Anyway,
respect Jackie's name, bitch.
I am. I'm trying. Anyway, Daphne K's character. Let me just do this. Daphne K's character. Her death was so surprising when he did the holes, like 1, 2, 3. I was like, what the hell? And then our boy Jan, whatever that handsome Jan, whatever his name is, the handsome guy without the shirt,
Yord,
yeah, thank you. Yord is like, I will revenge you, my friend. He like jumps, is like, oh, yeah, bam, and then like stranger grabs him and is like, break his neck. I was like, what the hell? What am I seeing here? I was like, whoa. So, I mean, I was like, oh my god, that was what what I needed. It's like some violence and some something, and this episode gave to me. But I was disappointed that we lost these two characters, because they could have been like I really like Daphne King as the actress, and I thought she was getting better in the episodes that we saw her in, and she was my favorite. Like as Jeff say, she was like another secondary character that I started to like more, and I was really sad that she's now gone. And Yord, I mean, whatever. I mean, I didn't care about him. I was kind of glad you're gone. No offense, Yord. You know, so yeah, yeah, no, Raph, I don't like Yord. Okay, he's a stupid man. I mean,
dude, you were talking so positive about him earlier, and now you changed the subject. Really?
What was this? Oh my god, Raph, what is up for you
What?
today?
Now
Just a minute ago.
He's talking shit about Yord?
Yeah, he's apparently Raph told me, like, he's apparently telling me that I like Yord, and it's like, no, I was commenting on his death because I was happy that he died, and by
No, you said Yord, my boy.
Well,
I was joking, Raph. Just listen to my words.
Either way, that's that's very sad, sir. Yord was a very solid character.
Yes. And anyway, I gotta say, the deaths were kind of shocking. I was like, oh, okay. And then, what was? And yeah, and I seen episode 6, and let's be honest, it's just doing this. They're still doing this stupid thing. They're just taking their time for some reason, for no reason. So just letting you guys know that. That's all I have to say. Peace out, boys and girls.
Okay, thank you, Time Cop, for talking about episode 6 already. Great job, sir. You get 1,000,000 points for doing that, then minus 1,000,000 for talking about it. So you don't get any points. Just FYI. But great job, sir. Great job. As the great True Knowledge would say, fucking Andreas. Anyways. Moving on to Doug. Your thoughts, sir, on the last half of the episode. Include anything you like in there about the Osha May sequence, the Yord and the Stranger's or Soul and the Stranger fight sequence, him killing Yord, the death of Yiki, anything in that section there you would like to mention, sir?
I don't know how old everybody is, but I come from a time when when Luke Skywalker cut off Darth Vader's hand, we never thought we'd ever get another lightsaber battle in our lives. And here we are bitching about lightsaber battles. But it's one of the biggest crimes of this episode was the fact that we did not see the death of Kelnaka. There was no lightsaber battle with Kelnaka and the Stranger. They filmed it, which we might get to see at some point, but they felt it mess up the pacing or the length of the episode. So it was a bigger reveal just to have him sitting in a chair dead and smoking. So this is the kind of thing where the lightsaber battle's great, finishing off with the Stranger reveal and it being the Weasley guy who we just thought was just like a smuggler or something. And I think the reason why for me it worked well enough, even though it was pretty much apparent by episode 4, especially, that he was actually the Stranger. The fact that they cast Manny Jacinto, I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know if anybody's seen the why can't I say the name? The Good Place. Have you ever seen The Good Place? He plays a guy named Jason, who is literally the dumbest person on earth. And so anybody who's seen The Good Place looks at that and goes, oh my gosh, what a goofy guy he is. He's still a goofy guy. He could never be anything evil or twisted. And when he is eventually revealed and is actually a badass, it's kind of a shock. And then he just cuts through a bunch of Jedi, which is pretty fantastic. Despite the fact that we liked some of those Jedi. Hey, don't put it by Star Wars not to make a prequel series. So Acolyte prequel series. But yeah, it's when it comes to all this, there's threads through everything that has to do with the stranger and where he comes from and what he means for the future of Star Wars. He connects to the prequels, the original series, and the sequels in a number of different ways. I don't know anything behind the scenes. I try to avoid spoilers at all costs. So if anything I'm about to say sounds spoilerish, it comes from a place of no knowledge whatsoever. I don't know any of the secrets. I just know what I can presume from what I've seen in Star Wars overall. More than likely, this guy is more than likely one of the, if not the first, Knight of Ren.
Yeah.
You guys might have already talked about this in previous episodes.
Oh,
I don't know.
They did use the Knight of Ren music in the beginning of the episode.
It's been heavily discussed that's probably what he is.
But also the third episode mentions how the Immaculate Conception of the twins from lesbians. This is a direct, and having that knowledge and having that knowledge and ability to make babies out of nowhere is a direct reference to Anakin. It's that knowledge, that wisdom is something that more than likely Palpatine will make use of at some point in the future. But we're not thinking that the stranger, of course, is Palpatine, but he is this is only 100 years.
Yeah, but Doug, there's only supposed to be one, bro.
Right.
One.
What?
There was only supposed to be one. There wasn't supposed to be multiple immaculate conceptions.
Yeah, we're not. I mean, Star Wars isn't afraid of having twins here and there, but it's still the idea.
There's no twin, bro. There was one. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the forced conception baby or whatever. There's no way to justify it. It's just bad writing and really shitty. It's just like it's a bad plot device.
Look for what Kamir, or whatever his name is, the stranger, is going for in the end here. He is basically, we're also going to discover that our heroes that were all being hunted by him, well, by May actually, and him,
Doug, you should think about these threads you're talking about and how it's going to affect the future of Star Wars negatively, brother. Like seriously. You have to grasp those concepts and make those connections like I do. Because I'm telling you, dude, like some of the stuff that you're saying that you could see this working in a certain way or whatever for Star Wars, I don't see it being positive, like for Star Wars.
I mean, it's just how they're telling the story, and this is all just my speculation in the sense that this is not the first. Anakin may not have been the first Immaculate Conception kind of thing, and that it's a science, a witchcraft it's being sought out later in the stories. But yeah, again, there's all sorts of bullshit that's coming into play that you never know how it's going to work out. But I have a feeling that the people who are behind this, Filoni, most of all because he is the creative director of all of this, is very much about establishing a through line that goes from the earliest era to the latest era. And and we're going to find that our heroes are also very much the bad guys in this. I mean, May was probably justified in hunting them down, even if she wasn't going to. Even if they didn't deserve death, but
it seems pretty evident.
Yeah, it's evident. Yeah, I'm sure you've talked about this before, probably. So, the reveal eventually will come in the next 2 episodes after the 6th. So I enjoy the unraveling of the greater story, whether it's done well or not. By the way, acting has never been a hallmark of the Star Wars saga in any era whatsoever. So yeah, you can shit all over the acting, but for people who are very obsessive about canon and not canon and EU and everything else, we get to see stuff that's brought in from EU, which is the cortosis thing with the flickering lightsabers and things like that. But they're building out a story through canon that is so much more not necessary, but they're doing it. So And by the way, the books and the comics and stuff, I don't read the books, but I have read the comics. They take place 100 years before the Acolyte. And so there's this whole stepping towards the Skywalker saga, which they keep saying they're going to ignore, but they keep pointing toward. So I will take questions.
All right. Excellent. Thank you.
It's a lot of bullshit. Thank you.
A lot of great knowledge there. Thank you. All right, Wrath, your thoughts, sir.
So, did anyone mention the WWE dropkick that Jackie did to May, or not yet?
No.
Okay, perfect. That was literally one of my favorite scenes of this entire episode, because May is like the least favorite character out of the entire show. I think she is way more annoying than Osha, and I think that she's just more nefarious in general, especially after like the previous episode where it's like suddenly you see this Wookiee dead and then you're like, yeah, maybe I'll just change sides, and it's just like the lack of loyalty. And especially at the end of the episode where we see how she like, you know, changes costumes with Osha and like tries to like pretend to be Osha just to escape, you know, responsibility from like betraying her master. That's just like, okay, you're just more annoying in general. I don't know what your purpose is, but I don't know. I just find it annoying, the whole thing. So I like that Jackie gave the dropkick. I like that she tried to give her May the Miranda rights as she was trying to arrest her. And if there's one thing that my friend learned in law school, it's about the right to remain silent. And clearly May did not use that right at all as she was being arrested. She resisted arrest, and she deserves a lot more punishment coming her way. Now, as for the concern that Soul did not know that this person that like he met in the end was May, I actually think he does know in secret, because I saw the hesitation in like Soul's face when like May was like offering her hand to him as he was down on the ground. And I think like if you just pay attention to all the details with the face, the way how he was acting, like, yeah, this guy knows this is not Osha, but he's gonna pretend it. So, you know, everything is calm, and when the time is right, that's when you capture him, interrogate, so on. I don't know what happens in episode 6. I never saw it, so I assume that's the whole game plan with Soul at this point. What else? Also, I did not like how the Jedi were defending May from the Sith Lord. Like, dude, this lady literally killed a couple of your Jedi, and you still want to protect her from the Sith Lord that's also trying to kill her? Like, if anything, I think that your death scene, how gruesome it was, should have been reserved for May, not for Yord. I know a lot of people don't like Yord, but I think he's a lot better than May, let's just say. Like, the most gruesome death deserves to be to the most annoying character of the whole show. And what else? I also like the dialogue between Osha and May when like the daylight came. I like how Osha said, "Everything you've ever done has been for yourself. All these lives lost tonight, again, all because of you." That just perfectly sums up why May is the least favorite character, the most annoying. I'm going to leave it at that.
Thank you, Wrath. Darth Leech, same question, sir.
Yeah. Could you repeat it again? Sorry, I've been drinking.
Lager.
Darth Leech has been drinking. All right.
Yeah.
So basically, the latter half of the episode, what did you think about it? What did you think about the Osha and May sequence? What did you think about the fighting sequence with Soul and the Stranger, with Jackie being killed, Yord being killed, the Ugmas coming in and taking the Stranger away, and just kind of your overall thoughts on that last section of the episode?
Yeah, the whole cicadas thing I thought was dumb. You've got a Sith Lord who's just like eliminated all these Jedi, is going to get overtaken by some bugs. I don't know. Not feeling that. Um, this section of the show really focuses on the failures of the Jedi, and I think that's been an overall sentiment of, or lately, of the Disney version of Star Wars, is that the Jedi are flawed, and they never change. They never learn from their mistakes. They just have this dogmatic existence, and it's kind of a little. I think they're trying to make Episode 7, The Last Jedi, which was probably the worst, most despicable version of Star Wars ever. I think they're trying to justify that by making the Jedi look flawed and more flawed as they go along. So when Luke Skywalker says it's time for the Jedi to end, it kind of makes sense. And the Sith always have the upper hand because of this. So I think there's an underlying agenda under this episode, but the whole thing, and I mentioned it earlier with Osha and May. So May just cuts her hair and changes clothes, and everybody is just like taken by surprise. These Jedi and a Sith are like, they don't realize until later, you know. Although the Sith, he picked up on it quicker, but yeah, it's just it's sloppy writing, man. It's just what it comes down to is sloppy writing. You know, there's a little bit more action in this episode than we've seen, but it doesn't make up for the entire writing and all that stuff.
All right. Thank you. Excellent. All right. So that is everyone. Great job. Good job, guys. Great job. So that leads me to kind of my final question about the episode, because like everyone's kind of said, you know, like Andreas even said, why is the show not over yet? You know, there's really not much to talk about in this stupid fucking thing, because it's utter trash. And to really prolong that, like, just seems stupid to me. So basically, to go with Will, what do you expect to see happen now that May has overtaken, you know, Osha's supposed identity, and where we leave off Osha being found by the stranger? What do you forecast seeing in the next episode? If you haven't seen the episode, if you have seen the episode, well, try not to give too much away. But what are your thoughts going into the next episode? What are you hoping for? And do you foresee it being any better? Start with you, Blair.
Oh, sorry. So do I foresee it being better, like the series? I think it could be. I'm
the
kind of
episode.
hoping so.
Yeah.
The episode. Oh, let's see the episode. So, I mean, well, now that I know that Osha's actually alive, I feel like it's better, but I mean, I honestly think it was one of the better episodes of the series. I mean, I like the series. I don't love it, but I like it. But I feel like it's one of the better episodes. So, but I definitely feel like it kind of got better. It definitely got even better towards the middle and going into the end of the episode.
Okay, and what do you foresee going into the next episode? Anything particular? Do you see it? Do you see anything happening? Do we see more with the stranger, do you think? Like, kind of, what are you hoping for?
What I'm hoping for? So, well, I just say a stranger be killed. But if that does happen, it probably won't happen until like the very last episode, if at all. But I also kind of think that if they kill that many Jedi off, they might try to throw everything for loop and be like, we're never gonna make this guy live to maybe the next season if there will be another one.
Oh. All of a sudden, your audio is not working.
She muted herself. Blair, you muted yourself.
You're pulling a Jason Leech. Jesus.
Well, no, when she was talking, it wasn't showing the little mic being on, which is weird.
Right.
Yeah, I got a memo saying something. I think that I put my elbow in a wire and it kind of pulled it up my mic out. But what was I saying? So I feel like that. I mentioned how it's like I feel like to be a Jedi, but I think they kind of wants to rub off by that. I don't know, but I also keep going back to episode 1, how it's like that. I don't know if I've seen Carrie and Moss in a series more. But as a whole, I like the episode,
All right. Andreas, same question, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really see this show improving at all. I think this show had so many chances for me to really set themselves good, but they haven't for 4 episodes. And don't take our somewhat our positives for episode 5. There's a few positive for episode 5, but it doesn't mean this episode did not episode 5 did not pull me back in this show. It actually just oh, okay, it just did nothing for me. And the reason I say it's not going to get better is because I've seen the next episode, and the frustrating thing for me, really, this show, from the 4 episodes we have discussed and the one that we're going to discuss upcoming, they take their freaking time for no good reasons. They're doing these really stupid and very contrived way of doing storytelling that is so at your face and that it's so predictable. The reveal of the stranger was obvious. The depths of the Jedis that we have, like Carry-On Moss and that Wookiee, did nothing for the story at all for this series. And so it made the questions was why did you have these really cool opportunities you have here and do nothing with them? So I'm not really excited to continue on with the show. They had opportunity to prove themselves better, and they haven't done that. And I'm sorry to tell the viewers and all that. It's just, this is my audience opinion, and it just shows you how these people are not Star Wars fans. It's like I cannot believe that the Lucasfilm and Disney allowed this, but you have to understand this was greenlight. This was before the pandemic, so Dave Filoni, despite his name, despite his new role that we know for Star Wars, is he never had a chance to kind of fix the show. And you see, without Dave Filoni, this is the kind of show we're gonna get. You're not gonna get the Endor or the Ahsoka or the Mando show. This is what you get without proper care, a proper Star Wars fan like Dave Filoni, and that's sad. So that's all I have to say.
All right, thank you, sir. Good job. Doug, same question, sir.
There we go. Again, I'm going to be the most hated person in this room just because I have a fairly positive attitude about Star Wars. Since I live and breathe Star Wars, anytime I get a chance to live in the universe, I'm happy. I enjoy it. You tend to not be too critical of some of the more fine things, but when it comes to the Acolyte, we're gonna get a very intentional ending that points back to some of the story threads that I mentioned earlier, and it's how they execute it. Well, it's up to everybody's interpretation. I think it's going to be a launching point for a number of different things. I mean, it's our first view of the High Republic on a screen as compared to they've been highly relying on the High Republic storytelling to be just in books and print and everything else. And whether this does well or not, even though it's kind of gotten lots and lots and lots and lots of views, it'll depend on whether we get more from the High Republic era. But if nothing else, this is going to lead to telling more stories, whether it's the Acolyte or not. It's going to lead to more stories that lead up to Episode 1, the Star Wars saga, which, whether we want it or not. So.
All right, thank you. Jeff, same question, sir.
Sir, can I suck your dick, man, for the question again?
Where'd that come from?
I got these cheeseburgers, man. I suck your dick, man.
Is that supposed to be a really bad interpretation of like Tommy Chong or something? Or
that's the guy from Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood with the cheeseburger.
Oh. So
just west of there.
Good to know.
Yeah, I needed that repeat on the question, sir. So I was gonna have to try to barter my way into getting it if I had to.
Okay. The question being is, what are your thoughts going into the next episode? What are you looking for? And do you think that there's any possibility of the next episode helping at all in this series?
I think that it will continue the strong episode trend. The next episode, that's my gut. If I have, knowing nothing about it, I have a feeling that it will maintain some level of credibility as an episode in terms of like entertainment value, to some extent. But I'm sorry, but I just the May OSHA deal does not work for me as a story as a story piece, as the main fulcrum of your story. I'm sorry, but this Amandla, whose fucking name is Amandla to begin with? Like, seriously, what the fuck? I mean, did she just take a Scrabble bag one day
that is weird.
and hit a crack pipe and throw the fucking Scrabble bag against the wall? And when the letters fell out and it was Amandla, that was her name? Like, what the fuck happened with that shit? No, who the hell is named Amandla? I think she just made up that shit for herself. She probably has another name.
Probably.
Nobody's named Amandla. The fuck is that? That's how much of an asshole she is. You know what I'm saying? She's that chick that couldn't handle being called Amanda. She had to change her name to fucking Amandla. You know what I'm saying? That's who she is. And that just shows you right there. Dude, what the fuck happened with the casting of that character? Was there any competition to cast that role at all? Like, I mean, seriously, was there anybody else competent that could have played that role besides her? Or because she's non-binary and she's a lesbian, did literally Leslie Headland just cast her? Just like she cast her wife, her lesbian wife, right, as the green-skinned Jedi Master bitch, or whatever, just because that's her wife and the character fucking sucks, right? Like, seriously, why did she just cast her because she's non-binary? Is that it? Like, just because she scored like those?
Probably.
She checked those boxes on like the LGBT plus card or whatever or some shit. So because of that, she got the role that they based the whole series on. Now they killed off all these good characters. I think the episode will be a departure from episode 5. But I just don't see her holding up this series as an actress, playing both these roles and it being suspenseful or pivotal or entertaining. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jay.
No, I've never mind. I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say you were. I thought you were still talking about the green bitch, and then you turned and we're talking about the twins. So, but I was going to go ahead.
Oh, okay. You're confusing the shit out of me. But anyways, yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of. I think it'll be a better episode than like episode 1 was or episode 3 was. But I don't think it'll be as good as episode 5. Episode 5 is going to be our best episode, I think, of the show, probably. And I see it going really downhill now that NordVPN is gone. and my cat girl, Jackie Onassis.
Jackie Onassis, who's been dead for almost 30 years. Okay. Anyways, thank you, sir. Great job. Another 1,000,000 points for you, sir. Good job. Good job. Mr. Darth Leech, same question, sir.
Yes, indeed. Moving forward, okay, so the only point I really want to make is that so this Sith Lord takes Osha, assuming she's May, and you got to realize that he knows that it's Osha, and he's basically going to use her as bait, to bring Saul back and finish him off. But other than that, he has no use for her. So you're either at the end of the Saul battle, you're either going to have her. You're going to have the stranger or whatever you call him. Either has to kill her or make her the new Acolyte. Plain and simple. There is no other option. What is he just going to be like? Oh, okay, cool. I used you for what I needed you. Yeah, go back to your normal life. That shit ain't happening. So she's either going to turn to the dark side or she's going to get murdered. Either way.
All right. Okay, excellent, guys. So that's the end of the episode. Let's go around and get people's ratings and any final thoughts you might have. Our rating system, Doug, is 1 to 10.
Okay.
That's how we do it. 1, of course, being the lowest, 10 being the highest. And like I said, any thoughts afterwards? Blair, starting with you.
I would say a 7 out of 10 is fair.
All right.
Some people might think
anything
it's
else,
generous, but kind of. Again, I'm almost. I think I'm always gonna go back to I could have done without maybe a Jedi 2 not being killed. But I the combat scenes. I thought they were really good. Especially in this episode. And because I feel like there was some episodes leading up to it, like episode 3, I was kind of like, what the fuck was this with a whole witch thing and stuff. So I kind of feel like that episode 5 kind of made up for it. So I like this episode, but I would say I would give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah.
All right, excellent. Jeff.
I will give the episode a 6 out of 10. And 2 scissoring, lesbian force witches, 0.25 lesbian force lesbian witches. So 6.25 with the lesbian force witches scissoring on top. That's extra 0.25 points.
All right, Doug.
I think it's my favorite of the group so far, of the series so far, just because of the action and the questions that have been brought up. So I'm gonna go highest of Hindu. I'm gonna go higher than her. I'm gonna go 8. I'm gonna go 8 out of, and I've seen 6, so I'm gonna say this is my favorite so far.
All right. Any final thoughts?
I just hoping it sticks the landing, even though it doesn't look like it's in competition for the rest of you. So I'm hoping it sticks the landing in the way that I assume. But again, we all kind of want our own version of Star Wars, so we'll see how that goes.
Awesome. Thank you. Andreas?
7.5 out of 10. What are you laughing, Blair? You're gay?
I was laughing. I didn't expect you to rate it that high.
Did you just give the episode a 7.5 out of 10, you motherfucker?
Wow.
I'm a little
Yes,
surprised.
yes, I know.
I'm
7.5 out of 10.
You didn't even want to review this episode.
I mean, clearly being late for the show. Anyway, no. I fairly enjoyed this episode. I thought, I mean, it was better than the 4 episodes. There was some painfuls to it. I thought that the actor that played the stranger was sort of the saving grace for me in this episode. Despite the action wasn't, not like as Saber say cinematic we seen with the previous Star Wars content. At least we got something, and that was good. But yeah, I don't think this show will stick the landing. I don't think the writer, like, some reason this showrunner, like, I cannot believe is this the same showrunner that did Russian Dolls, and she's making so many stupid and like very childish like decisions that are making the show so boring and so predictable, and I hate that. So, but yeah, this is gonna be still my favorite episode. This is gonna be my only favorite episode for the show, and I seen episode 6, and we're going downhill. We're going down, baby. We're going to hell, and we're not coming back at all. We're gonna be different people. I'm sorry. Like Jeff is gonna lose his mind, and like he's gonna have a small, penis like this size here because of this show. No offense, and Cyber.
Sure, it's already smaller than that to begin with. Don't you understand that?
I understand that. And then poor Cyber, he's gonna like lose his head and like he become like a robotic, like Spire because of just the show. Like he has to chop off half his body. Everyone, all of us.
Robotic shark, sir. Robotic shark.
Oh, robotic shark with lasers over his head.
Yes. Freaking lasers.
Yeah, so that's my thoughts on episode 5. Thank goodness it's over. Bye.
All right, Mr. Darth Leech.
Yes, sir. As far as what I would give this episode, I would say a 4.5, which is actually the highest that I've given an episode. And you know what? I'm going to bump it up one more point. All right, because they killed off pretty much every annoying character of this series, with the exception of May and Osha. But as far as the future, I don't think there's anything that could happen in the next 3 episodes that will make me go, wow, that was a freaking good series. It won't happen. And if it does, I'll eat crow, but I just don't see it happening. This whole thing has been trash, and I'm only sticking with it because I love Star Wars so much. And if I can poke fun at anything or laugh at anything, it's going to be this series.
Excellent. And my rating is a 2 again. I give it a 2 simply for the fact of Soul, once again, Soul being the best. But I do have to hand it to Mr. Michitito, who plays the stranger. He was a great addition, I thought. I thought that he really brought it. I do have to give it to him. I thought he was a decent Sith.
I agree.
And so I think that he brought it up to a 2 because I was probably going to give this one a 0 again. In fact, because it just was utter trash again. I literally hate giving things zeros, but when I don't find it entertaining, I have to give it a 0. Like I mentioned before, if it entertains me, I'll give it a 10, an 8, a 9. This did not entertain me because I just felt that there was way too many unpositive things to this episode. And like I said, because of the stranger himself and to Soul, they brought it up to a 2 because I thought both of them were decent in the episode. So I give it a 2.
There you go. See?
There you go. Yes. All right. And so the Shogun Award goes to Blair. She receives the Sungo Award tonight for her contributions tonight.
Great job, Blair. You deserve it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm pretty excited.
And
yeah, I can't wait.
One of the reasons, one of the great reasons Blair wins it is because of her great comments in the private chat. She's fantastic in the private chat. So,
yeah, absolutely.
She's fantastic.
It's like another show going on, like
exactly.
to my right. Yeah.
I didn't mean to do it, but it was actually kind of fun.
No, that's awesome.
Awesome. Good job, Blair. She'll go on
I can't multitask with the private chat sometimes. I get in the private chat and I get completely fucking spaced out. Or like I don't even know what the fuck Cyber's even. I don't even hear Cyber talk.
Oh yeah, I just figured for me what it is. That, yeah.
There you go, folks.
Like I'm ADD. I have ADD, so it's like
I'm telling you, me too. Like when I tune into the private chat, Cyber can ask a question, and when I go to ask him like to repeat it, I'm asking him to repeat it because I didn't hear any of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I'm like with me. It's like I'm sick because I have ADD. It's like I could.
It's something disrespectful. It's not meant to be rude to you, Cyber. It's my ADHD, man. Blame the ADHD, baby.
Oh, you're fine, sir. You're fine. I like giving you shit. Anyways, I will turn it over to you, sir, to close out the show.
Excellent. Let's do some plugs. All right. So I'll start off with our newest guest first, in Doug. Now, Doug, I wasn't sure what you wanted me to pull up, so I pulled up your YouTube channel, I believe.
Yeah.
And I also pulled up your Instagram. So are you Pop Culture Geek on YouTube?
Yes.
That is you. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll start off with YouTube, then I'll go to your Instagram. And the floor is yours, sir. If you'd like to plug your channel, you got your content, feel free.
Yeah, just right now I don't have a ton of diversity in my content, but I do run a thing called the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I've been doing it since the very first day Disney Plus launched, just as a whim. And it turns out that the pandemic helped me stay inside very long, and I ended up. I just finished my 1700th episode, so
wow. This shit goes down for miles. You can go down. You can go down with the mouse for miles.
So literally, Disney Plus has been on the air as of today, I think. Yeah. Well, no. Tomorrow. No, today. Not today, because of the Moon Knight thing. Yeah. So, or tomorrow, today or tomorrow, doesn't matter. Is the 1700th episode, and it's just basically everything that they have, and it's randomly selected. I don't know what I'm going to watch, and whether it is good or bad, I watch it. And
I just added you, my friend.
Yeah, same here. Wow.
It's sometimes it's maddening, and sometimes there's absolute garbage, but some stuff surprises me, so it's kind of neat. And I have a bunch of other series in the works, but unfortunately, this sort of sucks up all my editing time. So,
well, Doug, great job tonight, brother. You did a great job on the panel.
Thanks. Yeah. I only have one suggestion. If you guys decide to want to get a different look at The Stranger, definitely, if you haven't watched it, go watch The Good Place, and you'll get a whole different look at what that guy is about. He's hilarious. He's actually really funny.
He appears to be an incredible actor too.
He's really good. He's.
Well, you make sure you're not a stranger, Doug, because you're welcome to come back on the Acolyte. On another episode if you want before the end of the series, if you want. So just let me know. And we're gonna cover. Our schedule, so you know what we have going on.
I think it'll be at Comic-Con the time that you'll be doing the episode for the finale. So that.
I think you mentioned that to me when we first talked. But we're going to be doing the Skeleton Crew probably when that comes out in December too. So, all right. Now moving on to Mrs. Shogun Award winner over here. I'll start off on your Instagram first, Blair. Okay, and then I will go over to your YouTube channel.
Yeah, so the Pop Culture Green Room podcast with my twin sister Kimberly, and today it's just me on here, and which I'm excited about because sometimes we have to kind of do our own things too, and a lot of it's kind of like a lot of like reality TV stuff, pop culture stuff here and there, and I kind of want to diversify it more, and that's why I think I'm really into like coming on Jeff's show and stuff because I'm like really into we both really had enjoyed Shogun, but I'm also like really into like the Star Wars series that they have. So that's I'm here for that. And I think we're at the Pop Culture Green Room, and at the Pop Culture Green Room just about everywhere. TikTok, YouTube, and TikTok's
you are
the spot.
You're consistently at everything as the Pop Culture Green Room.
Yeah, pretty much. Across the board, yeah.
Speaking of Kim, how is Kim?
She's doing pretty good. Just been busy and stuff, and had some medical issues I've been kind of dealing with, but otherwise, she's hanging in there.
No, I know she's just been hard to get a hold of lately.
Yeah.
Look, I know you're not much of a plugger. I know you're not much of a plugger, Blair. Kim usually handles this kind of stuff. I'll do a little plugging
she's
for
better
you.
at plugging than I am. Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Pop Culture Green Room is basically a reality TV, a real time like news of pop culture type podcast / YouTube channel, and essentially Kim and Blair. Do you co-host, or does Kim host? I can't remember.
Yeah. We co-host, yeah. Sometimes she'll go in there solo, but we co-host.
And then you have guests that come on. I know that you have a couple of guests that do come on.
Yeah, we sure do. And just recently, she was asked to be on TMZ's news show to be like on a little clip, like whenever they kind of asked her opinion about stuff, and she was on there last week. So that was, yeah.
Wow,
that's amazing. That's awesome.
Kim was. I can't believe she didn't. I can't believe she didn't tell me. That's crazy. I'm so pissed off at her.
Yeah, I'll have to find a link because we had so much going on that week anyway. But
I'll text her.
Sure
I'm gonna be like, you bitch! I can't believe you didn't tell me you were going on TMZ.
Right.
All right, I'm the pop culture guy, sir. Let me check. Let me go to your home screen. Oh, you got 2 subscribers since Monday, sir. It must have been your moderating, like just from moderating on Monday night. 2 people subscribed already.
Yeah, sure thing. But no, thank you, everyone. It was nice to see you, Doug, and it was great to see you guys. See you again, Blair and Leech. This was a fun panel. Yes. Yeah. So I recently I'm up to 971 subscribers, as Jeff said before. I just recently posted another celebrity tribute. That's Margot Robbie, because her birthday was yesterday. Tomorrow I'm gonna have a movie tribute. That's the Beverly Hills Cop for his 40th anniversary. Plus today is the release of the new Beverly Hills Cop 4. Axel Foley it's getting good reviews, so that's good. So you're gonna see that tomorrow. So right now I'm currently working on it right now in the background. This Sunday, me and Jeff are coming back to do a live stream review of Spider-Man 2 for his 20th anniversary.
I thought we were doing Black Widow.
I'm planning to do that in August or something like that. But
oh man, you son of a bitch.
You want to do Black Widow? Well, we can do
it. Which Spider-Man 2?
Oh, the Toby one, not the Angel.
Oh, to the Toby one? Oh man.
Yeah.
It's your channel, sir.
Yeah. But yeah, we could do Black Widow after Spider-Man 2. If you would do that.
Okay, sir.
So, but that's where we're at. Thank you everyone for joining us. This was a great, and thank you everyone for supporting me on the Monday report. On the match House of Dragon episode 3. That was really fun.
Now that Andres is stepping up to the moderating game, he's going to hit that 1,000 mark very soon. I have a feeling in my gut. All right, so Mr. Cyberneticshark, sir, I will turn over to you, and the floor will be yours. There you are, sir.
All right. As always, everyone, if you enjoy my moderating or enjoy me on the panel, check out my solo content. You'll find me under Cyberneticshark. You'll find me on YouTube, TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook, Patreon, pretty much anywhere there's social media posts, you'll find me. As you can see there, my most recent video I put up was the trailer for Smile 2. Trailer reaction to that. Definitely check that out if you have not seen that trailer yet.
Will do.
Worth the watch. And, of course, I put up a few shorts today. The American Pie franchise, just recently rewatched them. So I talked about that. Put up a little clip from my Smile trailer reaction. So check that out, too, if you haven't. I'll be having more stuff up soon for you guys. Some more reviews, more trailer reactions, lots of trailer reactions coming. So many new movies going to be coming out. So you'll be seeing a lot of trailer reactions and reviews, stuff like that of stuff. Despicable Me 4 just came out today. I will have a review of that soon, along with A Quiet Place Day 1. I have to still see them, but I'll be seeing them very soon. And keep your eyes out for that stuff. Keep on trucking, keep on subscribing. Help Andreas get to that 1,000 mark. He's really bringing his game. He's bringing his game, people. And thank you all. Nice to meet you, Doug. Great to have you, Darth Leech and Blair.
Thank you, sir.
And of course, always.
Good job, Cyber. Excellent job tonight, sir. You did a good job moderating, my friend. You've been killing it lately. You've been one of your streaks, moderating your ass off. Trying to make me raise my game over here, motherfucker. I really appreciate it too. Thanks a lot.
Well, you always say I do a better job anyway. So, sir, that's not my fault.
It doesn't sound like it adds pressure to my life or anything like that, and whatnot, to make me feel like I've got to be better at moderating myself.
You don't have to be. You do you.
Not
a competition. Like not a competition.
Sometimes
I just do what I do.
Sometimes between friends, sir, there's a little competition there. That's just kind of how it is.
You. I'm not trying to compete with you at all.
Anyway, well, so I'm going to go lastly to Mr. Dark Leech, the Edge Lord himself. Mr. Dark Leech, I'm going to go over to DJB Productions Network if I can find it, since I'm starting to get kind of buzzed myself, like you.
Right.
And you can tell me and tell everybody about what Danny's got cooking over there.
All right. Well, there are so many different programs on this channel.
I know. I never know where to look exactly to pull them all up.
Right. So like, there's perfect. You could drop it there. So like, Cape's Not Included has everything to do with superhero movies. DJs After Dark, that's Danny J's thing. He's a DJ. Him and some other DJs go on. I don't friggin' know what's going on there. The TV lineup is basically like 80s television, and we go back in and we rewatch episodes and talk about how 80s TV was so great and all this good stuff. We have Shit Your Pants Wednesday, which is all these horror movies that are not as popular because they're purposely bad. There you go, with the dog with the needle in his mouth. So we do reviews of like really crappy horror movies, and then we have WTF, which we talk about everything from swingers to porn, whatever, sexual fetishes, things like that. So check it out. There's a little bit of everything for everybody, and we have a great time doing it.
There you go. I'm actually trying to land our first OnlyFans girl to come on the show. Would be in Cyber. What do you think, Cyber? Have our first OnlyFans lady girl on?
Do we have one in mind?
It'd be a good fit.
You have somebody in mind, sir.
It'd be. I mean, I'm sure one of those OnlyFans ladies would love to come on here and whatnot, and talk about their brand and whatnot, and plug their shit on our show.
Oh, why not? Promotion whores. Yeah, for real.
Hey, you know what? Being R-rated and raw as fucking all that dirty and shit and whatnot, and all adult rated content doesn't mean that there aren't people out there that wouldn't want to fuck with us. They just happen to be the people on the underbelly of society, maybe like the crack house that Darth Leech records from. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They're those kind of people, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, one last plug, actually. The MCU'S bleedingedge.org. I really thought you guys would love to see this. You can actually see our about page where it talks about our team, who we are on the show. And it's not even there. You guys missed out on the joke. I've never actually put it together so it has like other pictures of other people. right? And I was going to pull that up and whatnot and pretend that it was us. That was the whole joke. So, anyways, we do have a blog. I'm the only current person blogging on it. Andres told me he was going to give me a blog for it, but he never gave it to me. So, but we have a blog. There it is. There's me writing the blog, getting after it.
Sorry.
So there you go. Yes, we do have a website, right? It's there. There are collaboration opportunities there. There's the show right there that we just got done doing. And there you go. MCU'S baby. Go check it out so I can make 0.25 cents on AdSense from your clicks, Mitch. All right, y'all. Thanks for coming on the show, everybody. Doug, it was great having you on for your first time.
Thanks
Jason,
for having me.
Always wonderful to see you, brother. I'm just a pop culture guy. I'll see you on Friday, sir. Cyberneticshark, sir. Great job tonight. I'll see you on Friday, sir. Blair, you're going to come back for episode 6 of The Acolyte, so I'll see you next week. All right. Everybody take care. Everybody have a good night. Everybody out in the audience, we love all of you. Peace. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you on Friday for Mystery Men, 9:35 p.m. Eastern, 6:35 p.m. Pacific. On Monday next week, House of the Dragon, me and Andres and Jermaine over at Fantasy is Reality for episode 4. Come check us out. All right, y'all. Peace.
Now there ain't nothing to it. Go ahead and bring Goliath on. Ain't no giant, I ain't gon' fire on. Catch a fade, I'm wrong, I'm gone. Y'all can catch the wave that I am on. I am icon, y'all are wide wrong. Think that I'm a